All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes of Mike Sports. I'm your host, Michael Beckford, and I'm going to do a quick recap on NFL Week 15. There's a lot to talk about, some good, some bad, and some dang on ugly. All right, guys. See you guys on the other side. This is 5 Minutes of Mike Sports with your host, Michael Beckford.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
All right, guys, let's talk about the most noteworthy thing that happened this week in Week 15 recap. Patrick Mahomes went down. Patrick Mahomes at the late end of the game against the Seahawks. I'm sorry, against the Chargers. He went down, and basically, as of this recording, he has a surgery on his both ACL and his LCL. Not good, not good, not good. I do not see him coming back this year. I think these are definitely season-ending injuries. Not that he had much to look forward to for the rest of the season, as the Chargers effectively eliminated the Kansas City Chiefs from playoff contention. And so this speaks to be the first time in a decade that the almighty Chiefs will not be going to the playoffs this year. All my thoughts and prayers, of course, are to Patrick Mahomes. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. And so, prayers to him and his family and his teammates. Moving forward, Green Bay Packers against the Denver Broncos. Green Bay put up a fight, but they didn't fight hard enough because at the end of the day, they let the Broncos come back up on them. And, listen, the Broncos are a pretty damn good team. Bo Nix is a real deal. I remember watching him in college, and, the dude was like 25 years old as a senior. So, it was kind of, stretched the line of what he did. But either way, as a professional, this dude is real. And I was just saying to myself, I was wondering, could Russell Wilson have gotten them to where they are right now? That's to be debated. But as we obviously have seen with Russell Wilson, he's basically been in a major decline from team to team. And I don't really see Russell on any team next year, outside of just being a backup. I think his days of starting is over unless there's something crazy happens with a team and, he comes from behind or whatever and they really need him as a starter. But, yeah, his days are over. But, as far as the era for Bo Nix in Denver, this is that era. This is that time. And, he definitely got some great players around him. They got a great defense and things of that nature. On to some other awful news. One of the major players for the Green Bay Packers defense, he went down also for an ACL injury within the game as well. His knee went down. So, a lot of different injuries when it came down to this particular weekend. Also duly noted, Micah Parsons could be out for the rest of the season. So we'll see. Packers lost to the Broncos 34-26. They're now 9-4-1, and the Broncos are 12-2. On to the Cowboys. Oh my gosh. The Cowboys are effectively just about eliminated from based upon their game against the Minnesota Vikings. The Dallas Cowboys were vetted. They were the standalone team to win this freaking game. And how effectively just about a rookie. This is his sophomore year. He didn't play last year. But how the quarterback from Minnesota, who's been having troubles of his own this whole season, how they came back and won this game, it beats me. And yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, I'm not a Cowboys fan at all, to be honest. But I watch a couple of the games, and Dak Prescott been throwing his ass off. Dude's been throwing the ball. But this episode of 5 Minutes of Mike is brought to you by Padsplit. In a pinch and need a place to stay for cheap? Try Padsplit and get $25 credit once approved for a room near you. Locations and restrictions apply. Hit the link below and get approved for your next room. Now, do you have a vacant home that's been listed on the market forever? Make money from your home today using Padsplit. Earn passive income and make it a Padsplit home today. Link in the description below. There's something wrong. A lot of it is the defense. You know, with Micah Parsons gone, the soul of the Dallas Cowboys defense is gone. Not just that, I mean, they weren't the best defense even with Micah there, but at least he gave them a fighting chance. Right now, their defense freaking sucks. Then they got to figure out what they're going to do as far as, you know, Pickens in the offseason. But the Dallas Cowgirls lost 34-26, and they are effectively 6-7-1. It will take a miracle, as the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said, in order for the Cowboys to get into playoff contention. We'll see about that. A miracle indeed. Now, on to the Ravens and the Bengals. My Ravens, my Baltimore freaking Ravens shut out the Bengals and effectively eliminated Cincinnati from playoff contention. Okay, shut them out. Listen, I did not see this coming. I did not, especially for what happened in the game on Christmas that they played, where, you know, Lamar didn't look like Lamar and the whole offense looked like, what the hell happened? On the Thanksgiving game, and like nothing could go right for the Ravens on Thanksgiving night against the Cincinnati at Baltimore, by the way. And they had 5 freaking turnovers. Well, here's a game against Cincinnati this past Sunday. And they only had one turnover, one interception, which was not Lamar's fault. The ball went right to Zay Flowers' hand. Now, granted, it was freaking cold out there in Cincinnati, Ohio. But yeah, I mean, one interception, and Joe Burrow threw 2 interceptions, one major interception that happened where Kyle Van Noy, just from the Baltimore Ravens defense, took the ball, intercepted the ball, and then he handed it over to one of the defenders that was much faster than him, and he took it, pick 6, took it to the house. Highlight of the week. So the Baltimore Ravens are 7-7. They got a crazy schedule ahead. You know, next up, I believe they play the Packers next. I mean, they got a crazy schedule coming up when it comes down to it, and alongside of their schedule, they gotta do their best to win out. They still have a fighting chance when it comes down to it, but you know, at the end of the day, they gotta do their best to win out when it comes down to it. But my apologies, they don't play the Packers next. They play the Patriots next, and then they're gonna play the Patriots in Baltimore. Then they play Green Bay, and then their last game of the season is going to be against the Steelers again. So, boy, we shall see. And in notable other things, the Steelers did beat the Dolphins in Monday Night Football. Honestly, I was rooting for the Dolphins to beat the Steelers because at least that helped the chance for the Ravens in the division, but that did not happen. The Steelers beat the Dolphins 28-15 last night. I was disappointed by the Panthers. I mean, come on, bruh. Like, you guys have been doing a great job. Y'all lost to the Saints. Now, the Saints, which really don't have anything to lose at this point, or to gain, I should say, they beat some notable teams as of late. But Carolina, you guys could have took the lead in your division, but you lost to the freaking Saints 20-17, man. Come on. Listen, I'm very proud of Bryce Young and what he's been doing. People were ready to write him off about a year and a half ago, but he's steady showing improvement, steady showing accuracy, steady showing that he belongs in this league. And so I'm happy for it. Another person I'm happy for is, of course, my boy, my dog, CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud Obviously they played the Arizona Cardinals, whose record right now stands at 3-11. But listen, they won. They beat butt. They beat some butt. They beat the Cardinals 40-20, and this is basically the sixth straight win for the Texans. So much to be proud of them. Listen, that defense with the Texans is crazy. Hands off to them. Crazy. And CJ Stroud ended up with 260 passing yards, 22 for 29, which is a very, very great, passing accuracy for him with 3 scoring touchdowns. Hell yeah. There you go, CJ. Now, Brissett of the Arizona Cardinals didn't do too bad himself. He had 249 yards, 27 out of 40. Could have been better as far as that was concerned with the receivers, but he got 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. So, as far as the playoffs is concerned, it's some nail biters. It's still, going to look, it's still in contention for a couple teams. The Rams also beat the Lions 41-34 recently. And one other game to speak about is the Colts and the Seahawks. I got to talk about this game because you guys have seen it. Grandpa Phillip Rivers came back after other quarterback got hurt, injured for the Colts. Came back and played at 44 years old, effectively making him the oldest active NFL player. And, of course, the Colts are hoping for a miracle story. And, they came close. It was a close game. Seattle did end up beating them 18-16. Phillip Rivers had 120 passing yards, 18 out of 27 receptions and 1 touchdown, and he, had 1 interception. But yeah, man, according to what they're saying, he's going to start the next game. So, yeah, 44 years old. Listen, anything is possible. And the NFL is telling us every day. I think, Tom Brady became the moniker of older quarterbacks still being able to play in this league. Now, I'm saying Phillip Rivers and Brett Favre is not Brett Favre, I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers, I should say. Are they playing up to the standard of Tom Brady? No, of course not. They didn't have the same amount of rings as Tom Brady had when they were younger. Either way it goes. But what I'm saying is there is something to not necessarily write off an older seasoned quarterback. And we saw that when it came down a couple years ago with the quarterback. He was quarterbacking for the Cleveland Browns. Now he's in Cincinnati. I can't think of his name right now, but he was old dude, and he went and basically took him to the playoffs. So you never freaking know when it comes down to it. Never write off someone based upon their age. Now, don't base it on their age, base it on their production. All right, guys, this was another episode of 5 Minutes Mike Sports. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. See you soon. This episode of 5 Minutes with Mike is brought to you by Michael D. Beckford's newest book, Homeboys. Everybody has a homeboy, or friends call his own. The best friend you kick it with at the family barbecue. The one you trust to bring around your lady without raising a red flag. A homeboy will play video games, smoke, and chill. A homeboy is a nigga you can ride or die, and the one you sleep with on the low. Homeboys, available in ebook and paperback or wherever books are sold.